Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Math with Mullins. Today we're going to be looking at lesson 11.4, three-dimensional figures. We'll be able to classify solids, describe their cross-sections, and then be able to sketch and describe solids of revolution. First thing we want to know is these four vocabulary terms. Three of these you might be familiar with, but polyhedron might be the very first time you're seeing that. That is a solid bounded by polygons. That means we've got straight edges and sides. We have a face, which is your polygon side of the polyhedron. You have your edge, which is your line segment where two faces intersect. And then you also have a vertex, the point where three or more faces intersect. We have types of solids. We have polyhedrons and non-polyhedrons. So polyhedrons, remember, have to have a solid bound by polygons. That's why you see on here on the left side, these are all polyhedrons. When you name these, you're going to make sure you use base, shape, in name. Okay. On the right side, though, these are not polyhedrons because they do not have polygons bounding the sides. So notice we all have kind of circular motions here with cylinders, cones, and spheres. Those would be considered non-polyhedrons. So what we're going to do here is try this together. Tell whether each solid is a polyhedron, then name the polyhedron if it is. So let's do A, B, and C together, and then you can try 1, 2, and 3 on your own. Letter A is a polyhedron, so we'd say yes. We're going to call this a rectangular prism. Letter B is also a yes. This is a pyramid, and I'm just counting the base sides here. This is a six-sided hexagon, so this is a hexagonal pyramid. And letter C is not a polyhedron, so we would just say no for that one. That's a cone, and it's got a circle going on, essentially. Go ahead and pause the video here, try 1, 2, and 3. When you're done, click play to see how you did. All right, number 1 we're going to say is a square pyramid, so it's yes. Number 2 is a no. It is not a polyhedron because it's not bound by polygons. Number 3 is a yes. This is a triangular prism. Okay? Next up, describing cross-sections. Cross-sections is like you slice through a solid. So I like to think about these as like loaves of bread, and if I slice a loaf of bread, what type of shape would show up? So the main thing is we're looking at this shaded region right here, and usually that helps you give it away. So we got a square. This one's a rectangle because it's a little bit longer on two of the sides, and then this one is showing a triangle. Okay? So what we're going to do is describe the shape formed by the intersection of the plane and the solid. So letter A, we are getting a hexagon as the cross-section. Letter B, we're coming up with a triangle. Letter C, it looks like we're getting a rectangle from this slice. Letter D, we're getting a circle. Letter E, we're also getting a circle. And then letter F looks like we're getting a trapezoid. Okay, that's about it for describing cross-sections. Now let's talk about solids of revolution. A solid of revolution is a three-dimensional figure that is formed by rotating a two-dimensional shape around an axis. This line that the shape is rotated around is called the axis of revolution. So let's say we have this look like this rectangle on this axis of revolution, and as we spin it, it's going to create this cylinder. So one thing we want to make sure of is the radius would be here, this would be the height, because when we're done, the radius and height would still be represented. It's almost like if you had a camera and you left the exposure on, and it would show every single step of that revolution. That's the type of shape we're trying to look for. So our final step in this video is just to sketch the solid produced by rotating the figure around the given axis. So number 7, I start with one side at a time. If this side gets rotated around, I'm going to end up with a circle. And if this side rotates around, I'm going to end up with a full cone. Okay, so 3 is the radius, 4 is the height, and this is a cone. All right, the next one I have, again, thinking about both sides being rotated around, we've got this number 6, And then we have this number 8 also rotating around. So this one is creating a cylinder. And I am a terrible artist, so don't judge so hard on there. Radius is 6, height is 8. And then our last one, if you can imagine, will end up being a sphere. This will rotate this way, this one will rotate this way, so we've got this nice 3D shape here. So spheres, and our radius is 7, okay? That'll be it for our video today on 3D figures from Chapter 11. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope this video helped you. Catch us next time when we do a short quiz review for Chapter 11. Have a great day, Geometry.